Do y'all remember in public school where they kept telling you about the First Amendment and free speech and how we're like the best country in the world? Not in North Korea, not in China, not in Russia, but we got freedoms here. Well, I think a lot of us kind of knew it was bullshit, but then you got people like this who thought America's the greatest country in the world. We're better than Russia, we're better than China, we got freedom here. I could say fuck the police here. They can't do nothing. Well, newsflash, idiots. If you give a group of people guns and a monopoly on violence, no fucking piece of paper is gonna stop them from doing what they want to do. At the end of the day, only firepower can stop firepower. Look at these people. You think your fucking First Amendment is gonna stop them from rolling up to your neighborhood, kidnapping who they want, taking down people who speak out against them? They're nothing but the strongest gang in the region. Now let's say you tried using your First Amendment to protest like this. You go up together with just signs on the street. You think you're safe? You think that First Amendment allows you to assemble together peacefully and voice your opinion? Well, guess what? We're the United States of America. We got the most laws on planet Earth, and we got the most prisoners on planet Earth, and supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave. All that conservative propaganda does not align with the facts of the world. Now, despite people being peaceful like this, you're gonna have some few people that will always try to exploit a conflict like this. Yes, there's gonna be some people that might smash windows. There might be some people that's gonna throw graffiti or spray graffiti. There's gonna be people who are gonna do chaos. Well, guess what? That's a normal part of life. But those people do not negate our right to peacefully protest. No matter what they do, sometimes they're doing it for personal gain. They're going in there and looting PS5s. But sometimes they think this is the only way to make change. Now, besides that, everyone knows, anyone who's been to any of these protests realistically knows that the vast majority are peaceful. The vast majority are not violent or breaking property, because no one wants to get in trouble and they know that'll damage their cause. But guess what? The media, which always colludes with the government, you got the CNN, the Fox, the local CBS, KView, they're gonna take one violent incident and then say that it's hella violent. They're gonna say the peaceful protest turned violent. But guess what? They always leave out context. Maybe that was a person who just tried to exploit the conflict. Maybe he don't even believe in the cause. Maybe the police instigated the violence themselves. But guess what? It's effective, because the youth live on social media, but the older generations, them boomers, they're gonna look at this crowd and just look at them as woke. They're gonna look at them as just annoying little pests that are complaining about every little thing in society, because them boomers got it pretty damn good. You got a huge house, a white picket fence, a dog, 2.5 kids, on one salary. Life looks peaceful. All you gotta do is call the police, lock them up, and all problems in society are solved. When you get people like that asking for more police and support, the police will take advantage. Yay, we got some people to support us. You got Greg Abbott, Donald Trump, they're gonna go in there and send their guards. They're gonna line up like stormtroopers. The reason they do this is, you got a First Amendment? Sure, but guess what? Everything else is subjective. I can decide what roads to close. I can decide what area is an unlawful assembly. I can arbitrarily send in my men with guns and intimidate those from attending the protest. What parent would want to send their children to a protest like this, where you got armed men with guns who might pose a threat to their children? You're gonna get parents that don't want to send them children there. You're gonna have divided communities. Then, as soon as the police declare an unlawful assembly, everyone's gotta move. You got a First Amendment, but that First Amendment is only subjective to whatever they think is. If they're gonna arbitrarily say, hey, you're blocking the road, you gotta get out, you gotta get out. It don't matter what the First Amendment say. Even if you're on the sidewalk, if they say that you can't stand here, you gotta move, because it's up to them. And they'll always claim that it's for the safety and order, when in reality, we all know it's for the speech. We all know everyone's with the people, but they're gonna move out the roads like this. They're gonna bring in their cars. And if you still don't move, they can't arrest everyone. But what they can do is use a bunch of little tactics like this. They'll put tear gas in the eyes and make people disperse. You know how many people got permanent eye damage from this, just for protesting? Well, then there's no First Amendment. Even if they're not gonna arrest you, they could still cause permanent damage to your life. What parent is gonna want their children to go to an event like this when there's so many risks? You got armed men with guns in front of federal buildings. Any slight violation there, they're gonna say, oh, felony forgery charge, felony trespassing charge. They're gonna use tear gas and make everyone get out of the way. That's happening already. This is not the America that you thought growing up from public school. It's happening right now. Just how we view Russia, China, North Korea, they view us in a similar light now. You got people protesting for Palestine, protesting to abolish ICE, actually get arrested. When we grew up, we thought this could never happen. We thought due process would protect us, that peaceful protesters cannot be arrested. But guess what? They're doing it right now. There are several documented cases of people being arrested for no reason other than just protesting. And guess what? The people always are there to support you. The community is there. People in power want to lock you up, defame your name, but people will always be there to support you. When you get arrested at a protest and the people know you did nothing wrong, they're going to come out there with jail support. They're going to get you lawyers, they're going to get you food, water, and they're going to help you get through it. However, the system in place is going to use all of the laws in their book, which is completely subjective to whatever they want. They can call it rioting, they can call it assault, they can call it resisting arrest, they can call it loitering, they can call it jaywalking. Anything you do, they will find a way to criminalize, because guess what? The police do not exist to protect you. The government don't care about you. They don't care if you die. They don't care if you're in a cell, locked up and tortured. You got international people who are on visas. It's even worse for them. If they're arresting citizens for things like loitering and jaywalking at a protest and making them fight a case with lawyers, guess what they can do with international students, huh? They don't even need no charges. They'll just say, I don't like you. You're a threat to the state. Deported, visa revoked. With all these tactics, do you really think that Constitution or the Bill of Rights and all this conservative constitutionalist propaganda that they've been teaching us from a young childhood, did that mean anything? No, it doesn't. And people are rightfully ripping up all this propaganda that they've been taught that this piece of paper is going to hold the government accountable. Because guess what? At the end of the day, money talks. Money and power talk. The piece of paper don't talk unless due process is strengthened. People will pay Trump and others to arrest those who speak out against Israel. You got people that are scared to go to protests. The numbers of these protests are decreased. International students on visas, international people, immigrants, they don't want to go to no protests. Parents don't want to let their children go to protests no more. They say stay out of the streets, don't say anything too controversial. The police are watching. Right now, the United States of America is a police state, and we all know it, and we're living in fear, and we're going to stop this soon. And if we don't, well, that's the end of our civil liberties, and you need to get that patriotic nonsense out of your head. Thanks for watching, y'all. This is Floyd Eye. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I really appreciate all your help. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.